Good day, and thank you for tuning in today. I am so excited to do this. This is my pre-release series that I am bringing in some amazingly talented people that I've met along my personal love journey, and I am so excited to introduce you to them as we talk about my new book, The 7 Steps to Ultimate Self-Love. It is available for pre-sale now at byronjamal.com. I look forward to you getting that because this is one of those topics I feel like that is so necessary and yet so under discussed. And we do not have these conversations about loving yourself. Self-love often looks like, hey girl, you went and got your nails done, or you went and got your hair done, or you went and got a massage. But self-love has so many more aspects to it that I'm glad we're able to address tonight. Tonight, I'm really excited because I'm bringing in three of my good people, just amazing. The first one I'm bringing on is going to be the dynamic Jazzy B. She's going to be talking with us about one of our chapters, chapter 1, the very first chapter. So that's going to be a good introduction for those of you who are curious about how the book starts off. And then my homegirl, Olga's coming in, the dynamic celebrity photographer. She'll be on right after that to talk about chapter 2. And then the brother with the power to heal, Dr. Ron, is coming in to talk about chapter 7. So our last step out of the 7. So I look forward to what we're about to jump in. Look, I'm not going to waste any time tonight. I want to go right in. So we're going to bring in Jazzy B. Jazzy B, what's going on?
What's up? How are you?
I am amazing. How are you doing today?
Listen, I am amazing. And if I was not amazing before I got on here, this red hat doing it for me on tonight, honey, okay?
Come on with the red hat. I had to get ready because I knew I had people like you and Olga and Dr. Ron. All y'all are stylish. So I gotta be on my A game today.
Listen, I just came with the she's your queen. That hair. That's what hair I came with today, honey, okay?
I'm here for it. That's some self-love right there, okay?
Come on now.
Well, tell the people what you do so they can be introduced to who Jazzy B is.
Okay, so hello everybody. And pretty much my name is Jazzy B. I got so many different titles that I feel like the only one I want to go with right now is being a professional viber.
Ooh,
okay.
Yes.
Yeah. A professional viber. I feel like right now with the way the world is, you just need somebody that know how to vibe with each and every single person that God has put here on this earth. Okay. So, I'm definitely a professional viber, but before the pandemic, I had a live talk show in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's right. You got to say Charlotte. Okay.
You do. You do.
You have to. If you've been, you got to understand that it is a thing. Okay. I cover every award show there is, from the Gospel Awards to the BET Awards. I pretty much cover the good news. I'm giving you entertainment, but I'm giving it to you the right way. Okay.
I love that. Yes. Come on. Well, I met you through us doing the heart together, and that was an amazing time. And so we're going to dive into what the heart means through this book. So you got chapter 1, right?
So I will be honest, I read everything, but I didn't know that we had specific chapters. So because how excited I was when I read this book, I actually wrote down key points that I thought that I was going to have a chance to bring to the table. But I know the whole book now, so we can talk about whatever you're ready to talk about, okay?
Well, let's go. Let's start at the first chapter because that will help people who are like, what is this book giving me when I get into it? Talk to me about what you felt when you started the book.
Well, when I first started the book, I absolutely love how you introduce yourself to us. I really felt like it gave us an opportunity to get to know you a little bit better, but it was like, you was very just organic with it. Like it was really you. Like you could tell that you really wrote this book, first of all. Okay, that's the first thing, which is super important for people to know. You know what I mean? But I definitely feel like the way you introduce yourself, and the way you actually made it so relatable to the people that we envy, the people that we feel like got it all together. And so when you talked about how you had the money, you had the accolades, you know, you got the many titles and all of those things, but you still didn't feel fulfilled with who you actually really are and really were at that time. And so you know, I think it was just so dope the way you made it so relatable to everyone, because being a person that goes to these red carpets, that's always, you know, shoulder to shoulder with these celebrities, I'm constantly telling people, listen, you have to know God for yourself. If you're out here thinking that these celebrities are gods, you're wrong, because they're still trying to find love within themselves. And I think that you put it so beautifully, the same way your beard is just, you use beard wash clearly, okay? But yes, you put it so beautiful so the people can really understand. So that was my first takeaway right off the rip. You immediately had my attention because I felt like you was giving it to us raw. Like, look, I'm here. I see what's going on, okay? Yes. And I'm here to tell you that you can have all of this, but none of this means nothing if I'm not happy.
I love it. I love it. Well, the good thing is that Leslie just let me know was that what we sent was really a chapter. So I didn't write a pamphlet, just let you know. What you got was just, so you got a whole, you just got one chapter. Look at that. Look at that. So we on point. We on point.
So listen, I'm excited.
All right, so I'm gonna let you be real organic with this because this is your time. So what out of your notes, what do you feel like you want to tell the people that's most important about what you got from it?
Gosh, you guys, first of all, I am genuinely excited like this right now because I actually looked over it and read it and really just indulged as I was getting some self-care. So I'm reading the self-love book, okay, as I'm getting some self-care. And me and my girlfriend, I'm just reading it out loud, just like a fifth grader, okay? And I'm reading it in your voice, Byron, okay? So as I'm reading,
you can get that deep.
Oh, I can get that deep. I can get that deep. Okay. But listen, check this out. These were some things that I just felt like I felt like it touched my soul in a different type of way. I felt like I was in church. You get what I'm saying? And somebody hit me right in the belly. So some of the first 2 points that I want to first talk about was the acceptance. It's so many people that's trying to get acceptance, this thing right here, okay? So what you, honey, the good love doctor said was acceptance looks like confrontation. That thing right there, baby, that thing right there, it touched me in a different way because a lot of people look at that word confrontation as if it's so negative. It's like, oh, I don't want to be confrontational, so I'm just gonna keep it to myself and I'm gonna tell everybody else, but I ain't gonna tell the person that actually hurt me. So I'm gonna really make it messier, but I don't realize I'm doing it because I think confrontation is so horrible. But what you said was accept it. It's okay to say I'm mad at you. I'm mad because you did this to me. I'm upset, and it's okay because you are accepting that. And then you didn't just make that as one sentence. No. You put bullets beneath that thing, huh?
Come on, bullet points.
Come on down. Okay. So in the bullets, what really got me was when you said owning up to your true feelings. Okay. Once again, I'm mad at you, or you know what, you hurt me, or just being honest with your true feelings. Okay, boom. Listing out your triggers. Baby, this one right here, it made me want to dance. Do you understand? Because I feel like if you know your triggers, that alone can help you literally be so much better because you can keep, the book will tell you, y'all, I ain't gonna tell you, but the book is really gonna tell you what to do. But I'm telling you, the steps that you are putting in here are like, I'm tapped in. So I'm already just like, but the way you worded it, baby, was perfect. So boom, listen out your triggers. I want to stay on that for one more second. The triggers is so important because I feel like, and the fact that you put it, I just feel like people have to know their triggers. You have to know what's ticking you off because every relationship you get in, that trigger you're still going to have. So if the one person, you know what I mean, that trigger
you found out about yourself.
Say that again.
What's one of your triggers that you found out while reading that?
So my triggers are when someone kind of act like they don't understand, they're not comprehending what's going on. Like, you know, and because I feel like I express myself pretty well. So if I'm articulating myself with you and I'm saying, hey, listen, this hurt me, that hurt me, or then you have a person where they understand but they can't deal with confrontation, so they keep trying to throw off the conversation with like other things, that ticks me off, like to the point where I kind of like feel almost like, okay, Jazz, are you gonna be psychotic or are you gonna be the same Jazz? Which one you gonna be? Because you got a choice to make right now, because they are really triggering you. You get what I'm saying? I think that accountability, when a person don't take accountability, that is literally like Wyclef, someone please call 911. You feel what I'm trying to tell you? That's what that feels like to me.
Yes.
Like, you know, but that definitely I can definitely say those two things are my top two. Not someone that's not trying to confront the real issue, but you know it's a problem. You know, man, you got an issue. And I'm here because I care about you enough to confront it, so we can get back on not on the same path, because the same path was toxic. The same path was us, you know. But anyway, back to this good old book, okay? The 7 Steps, baby. Ooh. So being honest about attachments to people, places, and things. You did that, Byron. Okay? Because I want to keep going. Then this was the part that really was like, it had my foot pad, and it says investigating how you have handled loss and pain in the past. That step right there, I felt like you ain't even need to say no more after that. Because that right there means, what is your cycle? You have to know your cycle so you can know how to be able to get out of that cycle. And but like I said, the way you worded this thing was just so perfect. I cannot tell you that enough, seriously. And it's this man in my church named Reverend Long. He passed away, rest in peace. He used to say, make it plain, Pastor, make it plain.
Make it plain.
Oh, you made it plain, huh? Oh, you did that, Byron, okay? So, all right, boom. The next thing is acknowledging your baggage as a blessing. Once again, what I love about your words is that you took words that's normally negative and you found the positive in what other people perceive to be negative. You brought out the positive. And I can't thank you enough, because on my platform, these are the things that I try to express to people, but I don't have the degrees and the way you know how to have it with your beard and your red hair, your perfect shirt wearing stuff can say it. You get what I'm saying? So the way you did it is just all right with me. Now, I didn't know if we need a break before I go to my next actual real other part. But the first one was, like I said, accepting looks like confrontation. That was the first one that got me.
I'm here for that. I'm here for that. Give me one more, and then you know, I appreciate it.
All right now. So, everything was so good, right? So I definitely will say the next thing that really just popped out to me, okay, was accepting looks like imperfection. And you pretty much just said embracing. This was the one, embracing the journey of becoming before you arrive. That was a mouthful. At that point, I said, oh, I'm gonna buy the book.
Man, you almost made me shout saying it back to me, and I wrote it.
Come on.
Read it one more time. Read it.
Embracing the journey of becoming before you arrive.
Come on now. What's that mean to your spirit?
It means the moments when you're looking at other people's social media and you're looking at other people's lives and you thinking about all the work you put in, all the blood, the sweat, the tears, the nights you're up with your liquid prayers, and you look at other people's stuff and you like, how do the perception is that this person is achieving all of these things and here I am deserving, and it's not happening for me. But then you look at it where you say, wow, wait a second, That's the perception of
Yeah.
what they got going on. But that journey, that reality of what I got going on is beautiful because it's mine. It's nothing more beautiful than your journey. It's
Yes.
yours. You own that. You own that. That's yours. You get what I'm saying?
I
So
could tell you, I could tell you got right up in that in this chapter. I appreciate you for even taking the time to read it and let me know what you're thinking about it. This has been a long time coming for me to write this book, and so this one has a lot of special meaning to me. I appreciate you investing your energy and taking time to read it before everybody else, and
it
letting
was
the
worth it.
people know what it's going to feel like when they start it off.
I hate the fact I don't even know if it was legal for me to read the points the way I did. We might have to edit it, Lord. I know it's live, but I'm so sorry. But when I tell you, y'all, it is worth it. Like it is really, really worth it. He is giving you things that you can actually do, things that can actually help you get from that negative place, that negative way of thinking to something completely positive. And it's real. You get what I'm saying? It's real. And I mean, I'm honored to even have the opportunity to read it before. You know what I mean? I'm honored to have an opportunity to sit right here and actually let you know that this is amazing. You said it took a long time. Well, it is worth it, King. Absolutely worth it.
Thank you, Jazzy. I appreciate you, love. And look,
This is book.
I'll be following up with you real soon. And have a beautiful night. Look, we'll be talking soon. All right.
All right now. Thank you so much. You have a great night.
You too, love. Take care. That was Jazzy B. You know, to know her is to love her. I love me some Jazzy B all day, every day. Next up is my home girl, Olga, celebrity photographer, coming in to talk to me. Olga, what's going on, my sister?
Hi, everybody.
You're looking
Byron, I want
ravishing
to meet
today.
all your friends.
When we go
Jazzy
to
B
Charlotte,
was such a like she was so much energy. I loved it.
I'm telling you, all day, every day. I love it. It keeps me amped to see her like that. So I love the way she moves.
Yes,
I'm glad to have you, my love.
absolutely.
How was your day
Thank you
today?
for having me.
Oh,
Busy,
you're
very busy,
always busy.
but
I
it's all
love it. That's how
good.
you're supposed to be.
It's
Well, I
always
want to
it's
jump in.
good
Tell the
when you're
people what you
busy.
do. Tell the people what you do so they can know who you are a little bit more like I do.
So I was born in Eastern Europe, and that's why I have the accent. I'm just gonna throw it out there from the beginning. I traveled a lot and recently moved back home. So I do photography because it's fun. It's a creative outlet for me to be creative and do what I love. So I'm just having fun,
I love it.
meeting
That's how you.
awesome people like you in the process.
That's right. Well, and I'm glad we did meet. It was really a divine connection. We were at that premiere, and
Right?
I think it was at the after party. It was really fun. But I am looking
Yes.
forward to hearing your perspective because I'm sure you have a unique perspective. You had chapter two, so that means you had articulate on step two.
Yes.
What did that mean for you to read that particular chapter?
Well, first I'm going to say this is your best work yet. I
Wow.
absolutely loved reading every word and every sentence had so much meaning. Just like Jazzy B was just saying all these things, pointing out all these amazing sentences and affirmations. That's what I was getting when I was reading it. It was very easy to read through it, but also very deep that you had to pause and really like think for a second, The way
Mm,
you put the words together were very clear, but were also very meaningful.
thank
Um,
you.
I I'm gonna go along with her thought of the journey because that was something that you brought in the articulate chapter, and I really love the fact that you brought yourself into it too. So as the author of the book, you also showed us who you are in this process of the journey that you want us to experience and enjoy.
Mm,
So that was a beautiful connection. I didn't feel that I'm just reading this distant book. I'm reading somebody from experience, from the heart, and every word was much more, it had more meaning, and it was more impactful that way. It was funny because when I was reading it, a few thoughts came to my mind. And first of all, it was because of my background of traveling and living abroad in so many different places, right? I lived in
Yes.
Korea, and then I moved and I lived in Dubai, and I lived in Italy. So as I was reading the words, all these experiences came to mind. And that's why I want to emphasize on the journey part. I think looking back, I am the person I am today because of that journey, because I removed myself from my comfort and I threw myself into the unknown. But I looked at it as an adventure, not as it was a risk, but not as a fear, but as something that I can enjoy from, you know?
I love that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
so that was really good.
Was there a particular line that stood out, or was there anything that a point that stood out to you directly?
Yes. At the beginning, I wanted to emphasize how important it's for us to understand aesthetics based on culture.
Mm.
Because when we learn to self-love each other, ourselves, we live in a culture that has certain perspective towards aesthetics, what is considered beautiful. And that
Hmm.
definitely affects us to how we see ourselves, especially me as a woman, right? And I experienced that when I lived in Korea, there was
Yes.
a certain expectation of aesthetics, and then I moved to the Middle East, and it was very different. the the aesthetics expectation of the society completely changed. And then
Yes.
I moved to the US, and that changed again. So to me, I had to love myself the way I was, regardless of what the society expected what beauty was.
Yes. So you were able to
So that
speak
was
speak
something
well
that
about
came to my
yourself
mind.
regardless. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, regardless of your surroundings, you should love yourself because you understand your own aesthetics and your own beauty of yourself, regardless of the surroundings and regardless of what the society and the culture that you live in expects that to be or is
Mm,
preferred to be, you know?
I agree. There's a lot of
So that was
people
something.
in our community that in Atlanta. That just talking from Atlanta, you and I are both here. A lot of people who have a perception of what beauty is and what good looks look like, and we've been taught most, if not all of that, in many ways. And so, being able to love yourself when you don't fit what the majority are saying is something that is good, still feeling good about what you
Hmm.
see, and knowing that that feeling should be authentic. It shouldn't be forced, and you should be able to speak well of yourself even when you don't think you match up with what everyone else loves. Yeah.
Exactly, because then when you are loving yourself, regardless of your surrounding, you're not going to compare yourself to those around you, but you're going to focus on your own lane and focus on your own accomplishments and your goals. And that's going to give the confidence that people are attracted to. People love people who are happy and positive and are, risk takers and learn and discover, right? So that process of you appreciating your own self, regardless of what the society expects you to be, I think that really gives you the courage to be the adventurous type and the loving type and the patient type and positive type that we all want, right? We all
Yes.
want to be around those people. So that was something that it reminded me when I was reading this chapter. Also, you said in the book that self-love is a journey, right? And I'm going to continue with the thought that Jazzy B brought it up, that it is a journey. And when I read that and how it was your journey too, through the process of how you started to understand who you are and loving everything that's about you authentically, it reminded me of this artwork that I bought a few months ago. It's called Heavy Dresses and Tasty Conversations.
Ooh. Heavy dresses, tasty conversations.
Okay.
All right.
Heavy Dresses and Tasty Conversations. And this artwork was by Karen Campbell Art. But the
Yes.
reason why I bought it was because there are 7 dresses hanging, but they're very abstractly done. And when I asked her, what does this mean? And she said, it's the conversations we have with ourselves as we progress through life, through different stages of life. And she's like, as women, we change. We first are daughters, and then, we progress into being adults, and then we are in relationships, and then we discover about the different perspectives of religion, of what do we like, what we don't like. Then we become mothers and wives and girlfriends, right? So we change through time, and the conversations we have with ourselves through that time. So she
Yeah.
symbolized those conversations through different dresses.
Wow.
And I thought of that because of your process of a journey. It's a conversation that we have with ourselves. It's like, yes, this was difficult, but this is what I learned, and I'm not gonna do that again, right? And then we change, and then or we don't learn anything and we do it again.
That is so good.
So yeah, I really, really love that. And I think that was well put together as an artistic format to express those ideas and that concept of us changing. And it's a journey, like you said, and us loving ourselves through those conversations and through that journey. And another thing that you said, and I'm going to wrap it up if you have any questions. Sorry.
Yeah, go for it. You're doing great.
It was so good. It was so good. I was taking notes the whole time. I was very studious.
The student of love. Come on.
Right? Because every time we talk, it's always an ongoing conversation, right? Even if we don't see each other for a couple of days or a week or so, when we meet, it's like we never separated. It's because
Yes.
we are so engaged with our life and we love everything we do. We're happy. You don't depend on somebody else's happiness,
Yes.
So the part 2, when you talked about clarity, you said, and I'm going to paraphrase, stuck to the point of comfort. That was really good to me, because we can become comfortable even with pain.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
So this brought my thoughts on that my dad always gives me advice. He always says, if you don't like something, change before you become comfortable. If you don't like your job, change before you become comfortable. If you don't like your relationship, change it before you become comfortable. If you don't like where you live, change before you become comfortable there. So, and I take that from my parents, because they're immigrants, right? They moved across the ocean from nothing. They came with nothing. They didn't speak English. They had 6 kids between ages of 5 and 10.
Wow.
5 and 12. And they were in their 40s. Imagine moving to China and learning everything from start. That's how they was. It's like, but they changed because they didn't like where their life was going in that country, right?
Yes.
So I think that was a big testimony to me, not to be afraid to explore the globe, to explore the world. that's why it wasn't maybe that difficult for me to just move to Korea for 2 years or move to Dubai for 3 or whatever, right? Because I saw
Right.
it in them, and they always build this idea of it's okay that it's changing and it's okay that it's different and you should learn from that and it's part of you, right? So I really like that point that you wrote it down and you brought it up. And I
Thank
also
you.
like the fact that you added examples of what it sounds to have a positive affirmation and what does it look like to have a negative affirmation, because we don't always identify it correctly,
Mm,
right? We might look at it as self-criticism to support and engage us, but it could harm us.
yes.
So I
Yes.
really like those examples. Those were very clear, and actually I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. Okay, that. So really great work. Loved reading it. Absolutely amazing. I love it. Highly recommend it for sure.
Thank you so much, Olga. And I'm so glad to have you on this, and I look forward to hanging out with you soon. Uh,
Yeah. Thank
again,
you for
appreciate
having
you
me.
taking time. Absolutely appreciate you taking time for this. And I'll talk to you a little later offline. And have a beautiful night. All right.
Thank you. You too.
Thank
Bye.
you, love. My Olga, y'all. Oh, I love Ogre. Thank you so much, Ogre, for that. So far we've had Jazzy B and we've had the amazing Olga, two dynamic women. I get to bring in now an amazing brother, the legendary Dr. Ron. How you doing, brother?
Legendary. I like that. Okay.
Come on,
I've
why
never been
not?
called legendary
Why
before, but I
not?
like that though. I like that. What's going
Talk good
on?
about yourself. Talk good about yourself.
What's going on? How you been?
I've been good, brother. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you. I appreciate the invitation to be with you,
Absolutely.
to be with you on
Last,
tonight.
last time you were in the kitchen. So where are you at
Yeah,
this
yeah. I'm aside. I'm near the kitchen. Yeah, not in the kitchen this
Not
time.
in the kitchen. Okay. Well, I'm so glad you took some time out of your busy schedule to do
Oh
this.
yeah.
And I'm really curious. First, tell the people what you do so that they can be more familiar with you.
Okay, I'm actually a podiatrist. And that's a foot doctor. So if you have any foot and ankle problems, ingrown toenails, stinky feet, you need to come and see me. Diabetics. I'm also a health and wellness coach. So you can find me on all over social media. But that's what I do. That's my day job.
I
Yeah.
love it.
I'm here
And
in
you do it
Atlanta. I'm
well.
located in Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah.
Yeah, you were here,
Yeah.
brother. I love that. We
Yeah.
got when COVID's over, we'll connect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
When COVID go away, when things get back to normal. Yeah.
yeah, whenever that is, right?
Yeah. Whenever that is. Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't want to take too much of your time tonight, but I really want to hear from the good doctor about what you felt about the last chapter. You had step 7, so tell me
Yeah.
what that felt like for you.
Let me tell you. So first of all, I gotta say this part. When I first started reading, I had this. I said, "Is he talking about me?" Because and I want to applaud you for your level of transparency too, for just allowing yourself to come out in the words on the page, and so that made it more meaningful to me. And aside from that, you were talking directly to me, brother, because I've experienced some of those same things, and currently I'm experiencing some of those same things. And self-love, you hit it right on the head, and there were some things that I really honed in on as I was reading, and a few of them I'm not going to take too much time, but a few of them that really hit big to me was that we as individuals who are go-getters, who are entrepreneurs, who have a big social media presence, we do present this image that we have everything, we have it all together. But at the end of the day, we're lonely just like the next person. I mean, we long for love and affection from another. But having said all of that, it's still more important for us to have self-love.
Yes.
And so what I found is that you said achievement means change, and also that achievement means letting go, and that it's okay to start small. So those were really important to me because I struggle with and I know you can't grow without changing, but sometimes I personally struggle with things being the norm. and falling into that where I'm so comfortable being this particular way or doing it this way, then I don't want to experience it a different way.
Yes.
But it's good that you came right on into my front room and told me that achievement means change. And Dr. Ryan, you got to let some things go if you want to go in a different direction. So that stood out to me. Also, you said knowing how you want something to look helps you guide it during your creation. And I began to think about that. In my mind, I know what I want in a relationship. I know what I want in my career. I know what I want, and if I can see it and paint this picture of it in my mind, then I can prepare my steps to get there. So a lot of what you said in that chapter was just confirmation for me, because it was a lot of stuff that I was struggling with, or things that I think about when I have my time of my idle time. At the end of the day, but honestly, when I'm in the bed about to go to sleep, that's when I start thinking about these things. And so it was really interesting, because I'm like, everything that you're talking about was stuff that I'm dealing with. I'm like, this dude, like, what's really going on? So it was really refreshing to hear, and it kind of put things into perspective, knowing that the direction I'm trying to go is I'm doing the right things. So I definitely encourage anybody who is struggling, and I have some friends who are struggling with that self-love piece right now, where you think that, okay, you have it all together, you have the career, you have the home, you have, but you don't have that piece. You think that you're not good enough because you don't have a significant other. And then you get into this mode of depression. You start maybe taking pills, you start maybe using alcohol, or just finding these other avenues to cope. But the underlying thing is that you don't have love for yourself. So I found that very, very interesting, very empowering, and I'm actually going to share it with a few friends who are dealing with that situation right now. But it's a conversation that I've had with myself and with friends over the past several months, especially during this time of COVID, when you can't really date, so to speak, or get to know people, or do on, like you normally would. So you have to learn to love yourself, because that's all you got at this point. So true, brother. But I just want to say that I am elated that you asked me to take part in this, and that it was a learning experience for me. It was enlightening for me to be able to experience that chapter. So I just recommend the book, man. I wish you much success, and whatever you do, I'm going to support you. So I'm just a phone call away.
And I have to thank you again, because you are someone, when I look at you and I see your consistency, I see your efforts, the things that you do in excellence, I can understand very clearly the way that you think about things, because I have a similar approach to life. And I know that even looking at rereading the book when I got it in my hand, and that part that said achievement means letting go, that in some moments you have to be able to let go of perfection. You have to be able to let go of it being 100. You have to accept sometimes your 80 is somebody's 20, and that just doing it and getting started, and even my first book, like Olga said, this book is leaps and bounds from the first book I released, and I looked through this one and I saw, oh man, I forgot to put this in here. And I was thinking, no, it's good. It's I had to have that talk with myself and say, achievement looks like letting go. It looks like it's okay to say this is finished and it be enough.
Well, why is it that we tend to want to lash on to what we know so well, as opposed to letting go and experiencing something that's new to us? But that's common. I see it so many times. I do it too. I'm so comfortable with some situations where I'm just like, okay, I don't want to take the time to do this new thing. But I find that more often than not, though. Yeah,
absolutely. I talk about this often about if you love the beach, right? If you grew up on the beach and you love the beach, then when you have friends that say, hey, let's go to the mountains, you're like, I don't know anything about the mountains. I don't go to the mountains. I'm not a mountain person. and they have to drag you to the mountains by convincing you that you will have a good time. But when you get there, you realize not only do you love the mountains, but you prefer the mountains over the beach.
Yeah.
And it's in letting go of this thought that I feel so comfortable in what I've known and what I've believe is good for me, that I'm not just letting go and allowing life to flow for me. I'm not going upstream. I'm going with the stream. I'm allowing the stream to take me in a direction. And the invitation was God's way of saying, this is where life is giving you opportunity to try something new and to investigate something new about yourself that you don't even realize you like. And that happens in little ways all day in our lives.
Right, exactly. And a good segue, you said at one point, you said we're always, in so many words, you said we're always reacting to things. Why do we continue to react to things? Why don't we just take control of our life or our self-love as opposed to being so reactionary to things? So that was interesting to me too. And so I'm trying to move forward and take that approach. And also you said you can communicate clearly what you want or need.
Yes.
I'm starting to do that. I'm starting to lay it all out. Okay, this is what I need. This is what I want, and this is what I need. And so, that's how I'm looking at life right now. I think because we've had so much time to, especially during this pandemic, to sit back, and we have so much self-time. So it makes us reevaluate the situation and make us look at things that are really, really important to us.
Yeah.
And so I'm learning self-love. I'm learning to love myself more. And I think the more I love myself, the better I'm going to be able to love somebody else.
Come on.
And I'm ready for that somebody else. So I got to love myself.
Brother, I get it. And look, it's also letting go of, oh man, the 7 steps. You could be on that 5th step. And find somebody that you really, really love, and you realize that I'm not where I want to be, but you're on the journey. You're on the path. You're making progress, and you're appreciating the fact that I may not be where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be, and I'm on my way to better. So I'm appreciating now because I know I'm much further ahead than where I was yesterday. May not be where at my destination, but I'm definitely not in the pits of where I was just yesterday. So the good thing about journey is appreciating, the journey. The journey.
Yeah, that's it. So I mean, that's where I am right now. That's how I look at things on a daily basis. So and I'm trying to let it spill over into all facets of my life, not just my love, but all aspects of life. And I try to preach it to my friends too, or share the advice to my friends as well. But yeah, it's some good stuff, some really good stuff. Especially what I find out about when I'm reading books, when I read so-called self-help books or so, when I find myself in the middle of the book, when I see myself right there in the book, then I'm like, wait a minute. I started reading, I'm like, wait a minute, he's talking about me. So it was good. It was really good. It was really, really good.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to do that and to invest your energy into reading and speaking with me today.
Anytime.
If anything you need, just let me know. I'm always here for you. I appreciate you, brother.
Will do.
I look forward to seeing you in Atlanta around these streets when everything clears up.
Yeah, when these streets get clear, I tell you, much success to you. Thank you so much.
Have a blessed one.
You too. Bye-bye.
And thank you to everybody who was a part tonight. Jazzy B, Olga, my brother, Dr. Ron. And thank you for all of you who are tuning in and watching from where you are. I just want to thank you because this journey that I have been on has been one that has been has had many different things that have happened for me. I can just tell you, reading the book, for those of you who kind of want to know why I wrote it, I can tell you straight from the forward. And I'll just read this short part. It's only a couple paragraphs. So I'll read this and we'll close out for tonight. We'll get ready for tomorrow. But let me read this. A couple of things inspired me to write this book. First, I'm a love coach. and success coach, and my passion is helping ordinary people find extraordinary love in their lives. Many of my clients, whether single or in relationships, struggle with sustaining healthy self-love levels. It's very fulfilling to provide tools and strategies on how to overcome that challenge. While I love helping people find greater self-love in one-on-one or small group coaching sessions, I realized I could help more people by writing a book. So I did. My second inspiration is that I'm a suicide survivor. I know firsthand what it means to lose all hope and become disconnected from the love that gives life meaning. I've taken a long journey to become a vessel of pure self-love. I made some mistakes and flat out failed, but I've learned from the process. And I want others to find self-love without all the blunders and detours I had to endure. My final inspiration is probably the dearest to my heart. As a Black bisexual man raised in the Black church, even becoming a pastor, I couldn't find books about self-love that could speak to me. I needed something that talked about love in terms that matched my heart, spirit, and values. And in my attempt to honor all of my inspirations, I've collected some of my favorite stories from my clients who dealt with various challenges in walking in self-love. Young, old, women, men, straight, gay, bi, these experiences are universal. My goal is to use their stories and my own to help you learn to fall in love with your life. Thank you again for tuning in today. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you to all of my guests. Thank you to Jazzy B, to Olga, and to Dr. Ron for making this first day of the week special. Tune in to the next shows. You can go to byronjamal and see.com and see it live, or you can tune in on Facebook or YouTube. Don't forget to pre-order your copy. And I have something exciting coming up, a guided course for 4 weeks that is all about self-love. It'll be attached to the book, and I'll be releasing it on my birthday. So go ahead, if you subscribe, if you haven't subscribed to my mailing list, subscribe so you can get all the details about that. Other than that, y'all, remember that you are worth the love that you seek. So seek higher love. You are worth it. You are worth it. You are worth it. Tell yourself today that I am worth love, because you are. Till next time, be blessed, and I'll see you soon. Peace and blessings.